All right, what's going on, guys? It's Young Link Jr. in here. So, Carbonnation leader Eligio Bishop, he's still locked up. He was supposed to have a bond hearing tomorrow, yesterday, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. And according to other YouTube videos, I heard that they said it was going to postpone it to July or maybe August. So it looking like they're going to drag this on, and it's very unfortunate too because hey, he brought this to himself. And on top of that too, man, I mean, he was recording everything that he was doing. So I have all those serious charges and those felony charges, the R word, the sexually explicit communications, and the false imprisonment. I mean, that is not alleged. Like, that really happened. It was actually on camera when he was abusing people. Like, I talked about this in my last video. I mean, this man here has some psychological issues. He needs to be in a psych ward in a mental hospital, man. And because you take a young, impressionable minds, and I'm gonna keep talking about this, man, until we really get to the bottom of it, of like who sent this man. Is he an agent, or what made him to do this? Like, he's very sadistic, and taking young impressionable men and women, especially women, to go ahead like, hey, go ahead and join nature. I come in peace, and next thing you know, they get in there, they're being mentally abused, physically abused. And a lot of people are being very critical to the Carbonation members. So it's like, okay, well, how come y'all can't escape? Some people actually had enough willpower and strength to leave, but you got to think about it. He psychologically was damaging them. Okay, what I mean, he was literally breaking them down and then forcing his philosophies on them about this astrology. The reason why you act like this, I believe in polygamy, even though he said he was sexually attracted the trans, and all that thing. It's no disrespect to the, LBGQT plus community, but I'm just saying that, just make a statement that, man, this man has some serious issues, and it was just very unfortunate. It was just one video that was very cringing, that with Malia, she wanted to leave, and he, like I say, he forced, I talked about this before, he forced other women and the members of the Carbonation to go ahead and go after her when she was looking for a ride share, and she did this. Oh man, she did this scream that it sounded like a demon was coming out. Like, she was really screaming, and she was just so fed up of this camp. And this was like months ago. And then of course his unintelligent self going to go ahead and film it, and all that was going to use against him in court. And the reason is I really don't feel too. I feel pessimistic about like him getting out, because at the end of the day, all this is evidence. They using this. It's all over the internet and it's circulating. They're using this against him if it goes to trial, and it should, because in the Sixth Amendment, you have a right to a speedy trial. And I know in the state of Georgia, they said by law that the judge don't have to give bond to a man or woman that's hasn't been in custody for no longer than 90 days. If you've been in custody for longer than 90 days or more, then you have the right to grant bond, to at least hear a bond hearing, and they can still have the power to deny it. But I was just really kind of concerned, because I was like refreshing my timeline. I was like, okay, yesterday I'm like, I don't get any type of update information. I'm like, maybe it's starting to postpone, but they say it could be July and August. But no, mentally, I know he's breaking down. I believe he's in solitary confinement, and it's really not looking good for him. Flight risk. I mean, all these videos, people are coming out, they still talking about him, exposing him. Like, you have Velvet, when he was really angry when Velvet got pregnant and he wanted to do something to her. He was, she had to file a restraining order. I mean, all that stuff is going to go ahead and all that stuff is going to go ahead and be used against him. I mean, if you actually look and go through his files onto the DeKalb County Judicial Information Systems, he has a lot of warrants for those electronic devices, the iPhone, the iPad, all this stuff, all these Apple products. And I'm pretty sure they're going to use all of that, and they can search and tap and see what he's been up to. That's why all his videos are up right now until they officially book him. Now, only thing I can really think of, if he had this bond hearing supposedly in July, as I get more information, and if they deny it, yeah, his best bet is probably gonna be try to go to court. But the thing is too, he made another critical mistake, is that when he was first locked up, and he already knew Nateri was the one who filed these claims on him, which was true. He ended up calling, he had phone calls. He ended up calling one of the members from Carbonation, and he was like, "I need you to handle Nateri. Come on, man. That's witness tampering, intimidating witnesses." For the state of investigation of crime, and that's another felony. So it's not looking good for Eligio Bishop in so many ways. It's not, and being the record of him being kicked out in different countries, violating pandemic protocols in Hawaii. This man has a long track record, and it's just not going to be looking good for him. So this is why I'm gonna continuously to make some videos about this too, because not only I'm getting support of it, but I just want to say this, to the young people out there. It's like, um, I just want to give, like, encouragement, like, to, especially to the Carbonation members. I know some of them probably, are bad, but I don't think all of them are. I just think it was to the point that they was at a one transition in life, and they felt that, at that time, Nature Boy came in peace, and I was like, man, we can actually create a utopia. So let me go ahead and follow this man. I can be in nature. In terms to find out, they was, led into a cult, and they was cut off all communication from their family members. It was very narcissistic, and it was just unfortunate. And it's, people say, well, okay, they grown, they can leave. Like, it's very hard to leave, a cult. You can do it, but especially if you don't have any financial means, and the only thing is that, hey, I gotta send these long meetings, and whatever the knowledge that he has given me, I kind of accepted it. And if you don't have a strong mind, yeah, you're gonna be susceptible to whatever calling he has, and that's very unfortunate, man. So that's why I can't really, I'm not gonna fault too many of the members of the Carbonation. I know there's a few Carbonation members are still there, okay, like Furu, Zoka, but they know I went through a lot of things. But I just feel like if he's actually booked for another 3 or 4 years until his trial comes, if they deny his bond hearing on the next 2 months, I have a feeling that one of the members that's still there to say they loyal, they're gonna eventually move on. And I pray that they actually get their mind renewed too, and just have a testimony for others, that because there's probably other cults out there, but not to join and not to fall in victim to a cult. Okay, a man that's calling himself God. If you call yourself God, how come you can't get out of prison right now? How come you can't afford a lawyer? How come you always gotta, get money from some other individuals to go ahead and supply your needs? You gotta really think about this. This man was very psychotic, and we're gonna keep talking about this. We're gonna keep hammering this, because this needs to be said, and he needs to be locked up. Many people like him needs to be locked up forever, because he hurt people. I mean, it was just one video, as I stated before. He abused Zoka, and Velvet, forced Velvet to fight Malia. I mean, it's just super dumb stuff, man. And he wanted Malia to fight Furu, and humiliating her all over, all over the internet. It's just super crazy, man. So you really destroying these people's images, man, and how they view themselves. And all they say, like, hey, that's all I know is, hey, at least I got a roof over my head, and all these things. And he's just selling them false hope. So I just pray that they get out of here, they get out the cult, they get their mind renewed fresh, be reborn, and be connected with their family members, and get back into their, some people left their professional lives just to go and follow this man. This is how dangerous he is. And I'm thinking that, I'm glad that the prosecutors was bringing this up, because if he gets free, I have a feeling that he's going to have a potential to hurt other people, because the way he can control the minds of young people that are weak minded, okay, or they just gullible, don't have lack of, I say, life experiences, right? And he just confuses them. He's like, hey, go ahead and hurt such and such. Go ahead and lock this person up. I want you to go ahead and kill this person. And he might have the ability to do that. So this man is very dangerous. But till I get any more information, more updates, I'll go ahead, we gonna talk about this. But I was just finding it really interesting that kind of postponed his bond hearing. But I don't think it was a typo or error. But you guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this videos. I just want to say this, man. It's good to be free. To the people out there, the people that just, got out of the cold, just keep your head up. And it looks like Velvet, this one I was just following, it looks like Velvet's doing a great thing. She's with her, her baby, and she's like she's doing okay with her daughter, and she's living her life, man. She's actually on YouTube, and I love her videos. So you keep up the good work, and hope you inspire other people through your testimony, so they can follow and go into the right path and not be a victim of people like Eligio Bishop. That's all we have to say. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, support this channel. Thank you for the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. That's all I want to say. I'm out. Deuces.